everybody, it's the Modern Geek, also known as Van Mario, and we are back with actually more Lorcana packs and more showcasing some more minis that we have. I'm excited about this one because I'm going to be showcasing a different company that I had the pleasure of meeting. Unfortunately, now it's been about 2 months. I was hoping to cover their stuff a lot sooner than now. But they are Lethal Shadow Miniatures. And we're going to be using them in a lot of our different custom campaigns. I'm going to be reviewing both one of their core models. We're going to talk a little bit about their company, and also some other delightful goodies that I was able to acquire. I was super happy to meet them actually all the way back in Comic-Con, and you guys probably have noticed a little bit of a sound in my voice. It's a little bit different. I managed to yet again get sick. So I am sick for a second time, and it's actually, I was sick when going to Comic-Con, which prevented me from reviewing their products right at that time. So I feel super, super bad about it. But I'm going to get back on that horse. We're going to get content out to you guys. But yeah, Lethal Shadow Miniatures. So I'm just going to hold up their business card really quick. Premium minis. You can check them out online. Is this the general one? Yeah, this is the general one. So, yeah, so lethalshadows.com is their website. We're going to talk more about their minis in a minute, but they make a lot of different minis. They're great for D&D and even proxying for Warhammer and other games. They have a wide array of different things that you can get over there. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to paint it. And like I said, this is going to be used in some of our campaign story-driven stuff on the channel. Now, before that, I was also able to score, because during the time that I have not been live, the new Lorcana Rise of Floodborn set came out officially. So that does mean that stores started to get it in. So obviously the first round of packs that we opened and stuff that we did, we actually did that with the specialty store releases. So I got a trove and other packs. Now we're going to do these guys. I thought it'd be a nice warm-up just to ease us in to some video fun. Sorry again that we're starting the video super, super late. I know this is normally this is actually kind of the indie night. So usually we do our like prop building, really terrain building stuff, which we're going to start to get back into. But I thought this would be kind of a cool way to start the video and the experience. So let me know, guys, if you can hear us. Let us know if the video is good. And we're just going to rip these open, see what we can get. I have to say I did pay above MSRP, unfortunately, for these guys. I did actually get these two for regular price, but the store that I bought them from, which was Barnes & Noble, I actually got these 2 packs from, and then another store in my area, they only let you buy 2. There's a 2 purchase limit. So kind of stinks. I obviously wish that they upped those limits a little bit. In light of recording this now, they've actually already hinted at set 3, which is insane. So that's coming out in February. But they're going to add new card types in the 3rd set, which is also interesting. But we do have a little bit of a break. But already Floodborn is, of course, hard to find. Can't find it anywhere. So we're going to take a look, see what we can do. And then we're going to get some painting and get to look at some really cool, awesome models. And like I said, hopefully, because I am now not completely flu-ridden, which I have been for the last week, we'll get back into some more regular cadence, and specifically regular cadence of painting. So you guys will see more painting videos. And I'll probably do a second video of Lethal Shadow premium minis, because I want to showcase a couple of their models, and just kind of give you guys a little bit of an idea of what they are. So let's, without further ado, let's start with the rack boosters. See what we get. So again, if folks are not aware, this is the new Disney trading card game made by Ravensburg. We're gonna see what we get. We're gonna see what we pull. Oh, there's like weird glue in here. Oh, that's good. Now, I've heard horror stories of like lots of different weird variations of problems with these packs, so I'm hoping I don't get any print errors. That would really suck. But let's see what happens. All right, so not going to read every single card in the pack. We're just going to kind of speed through it. So we got Kuzco, Peter Pan's Dagger, ooh, Enchantress, which I've actually not gotten too many of Enchantress, funny enough. Duke Wesselton, I didn't know that he was named, ooh, Mulan Free Spirit. I don't think I saw that card before. There's a lot of these cards I haven't seen because I didn't get that many packs at the beginning release. Benja. Hey, I did see before. Dopey, we've seen plenty of because I've gotten multiple of the intro deck. Launch. Banish chosen item of yours to deal 5 damage chosen character. Ooh, that's pretty good. Alright, our first rare is Ratigan. Not going to complain. Not sure if I'm going to use Ratigan in a deck, but I do love Ratigan as a character, so I'm not going to mind a playset of that. And we did score an epic, and it is in fact Mickey Mouse himself. Friendly face, storyborn hero. Glad you're here. So he Lorcanas for, he quests for 3. He's a 6. He's inkable. Whenever this character quests, you may pay 3 less for the next character. Ooh, so he's really good at that turning turn, because then he can help you get other stuff out, which is interesting. I don't know if that was a big hit. And then our foil for this pack was Jasmine. I don't know if that's a big hit yet. I mean, it's an epic, so epics are good, but I don't know if that's one of the money cards from this set. I don't feel like it is. I feel like there's very few cards in this second Lorcana set that are actually worth the money. I don't think there's many. I think there's very few. Obviously, if you get an enchanted rare, which I highly doubt I'll get one, that turns the corner on any Lorcana pack pulling. That always turns the tide on your Lorcana pack pulling experience when you do pull one of those enchanted rares. Gumbo Pots. Sleepy, have plenty of him. Legend of the Sword and the Stone. I don't think I got that card before. Raya, I definitely got before. It's funny, I was saying I don't have a lot of the Enchantress, and now I'm going to get her in every pack. Jafar. Royal Vizier. Fang Crossbow. Oh, Nana. That's actually a cool card. I'm actually happy I got that. Whenever you play a Floodborn character, you may remove all damage from chosen character. Ooh. Pinocchio. I don't think I got this Pinocchio last time either. Alright, first rare of the pack is a character with World's Greatest Criminal Mind. Banish chosen character with, ooh, a 3 So 3 to cast, and you can get rid of a 5. That's actually pretty good. Oh my god. Raya, I've gotten so many of this card, and she is worth absolutely nothing. So another epic. And then Chip was our foil. So not bad. We got 2 epics out of those 2 packs. But unfortunately, I know right off the bat that that epic is worth very little. It's a very, very easy. It's overly common. All right, we're going to our inflated, larger payout packs. We have 5 more packs. That was 2 that we opened. Let's see. Let's see if the magic can happen. I don't think it's going to happen. All right, let's see. So we got Ray, Popsicle, Painting the Roses Red, Dr. Facilier, Minnie Mouse, just a good old Minnie, Donald Duck, again another basic Donald Duck, Mouse Armor, very cool card, we got Bounce, we got Hee Hee. Our first rare is Honest John. Whenever you play a Floodborn character, each opponent loses 1 lore. Ooh, okay. So another triggered Floodborn card. Interesting card. Ah, that's a hit. So that's actually a really good card. We got Namari, Bodyguard. And this character can challenge ready characters, so that is super beneficial. And I think, you know, I'm doing a Bodyguard deck. I think that this is going to be a new staple to it. The only thing I don't like is she's not inkable, but I have a I had a different creature in there, and I think I'm going to sub her in for that creature. I think that was a big hit. Ooh, we got another rare, weight sets. We got a foiled rare as well. So we're 3 rares in that pack. Whenever you play a character with 4 or more, you may pay 1 ink to draw a card. Interesting, okay. So we got a legendary, not bad. So we're actually, for an epic legendary pull, we're doing really well in these cards. Like, that's kind of good. I'm not gonna lie, now it's gonna all go downhill because I said that. It's like, we're doing really well. Now I'm gonna get crappy cards. All right, we got Flynn Rider, Basil, just a basic Basil, Grumpy, which we have plenty of, Merlin, which we have plenty of, Felicia, which is pretty funny, from Great Mouse Detective. Last Cannon. Lawrence, which we have a lot of Lawrence now. Bucky. Bucky's a good card. I like Bucky. Yasma. Our first rare, Lucifer. I already have a playset of Lucifer. I've gotten so many of this rare. Now, Dragon Gem, I don't think I got that last time, or if I did, I got 1. And it's tap it, pay 3, return character card with support from your discard to your hand. Interesting. And then we got Nothing to Hide as our other foil. Each opponent reveals their hand and draws a card. 3 more packs left to open. I told you that was going to be a clunker. Too many epics and too many legendary things. All right. Flynn Rider. Basil. This looks awfully familiar. Grumpy. This is legitimately the same pack. Merlin. That's insane. So all of the first loaded cards of this pack were exactly the same cards. All right, Hercules was new. We didn't get that in the other pack. Li Shang. Didn't get him. Donald Duck. We didn't get him in the last pack. So it's different as we get to the back of the pack. But the first half of the pack was the exact same cards. That's insane. Merlin. And our first rare, I actually haven't gotten this rare yet, is Little John. He's a 6. 6/6. He can quest for 2, and that's all he does. So, not the greatest rare, but not terrible. We did get another epic, which is Lady Tremaine. Imperious Queen. Oof. You can shift her up from another Lady Tremaine. Power to rule last. When you play this character, each opponent chooses and banishes one of their characters. So she just wipes out a character when she plays. Kinda cool for a red deck. Ooh, I love this card foiled. We got a foiled Cheshire Cat. All right, we're almost there. We have second to last pack to open. All right, let's take a look. I'm happy I'm getting a few more of these because I do want to maybe play around with Pain and Panic, but I got very few of them. We got James. We got the Queen. It's the very basic 2/2, 1 casting cost. Croquet Mallet. Peter Pan's Dagger. Let the storm rage on. Doc, have plenty of these. Mad Madam Mim. I have tons of these cards now. Queen of Hearts. I don't think I just got the basic Queen of Hearts before. First rare, haven't gotten him yet, and he's actually, this is a hit. This is a good rare. Oh wow, that's an epic. Cogsworth, Grandfather Clock. Shift 3, so you can play him off of another Cogsworth. He's got Ward. Ward is always a good ability in Lorcana. He can quest for 2. Your other characters gain resistance 1. Yeah, this is a very good card. So the epics and the legendaries are off the charts on these packs. In this pack, we got an epic, and we pulled a legendary, my friends. Oh my god, Mufasa, Betrayed Leader. When this character is banished, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character card, you may play that character for free. And they enter play exerted. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your deck. Damn, that's a good card. All right, so I'm pretty confident we got some hit in here. And then I love what we got foiled. We actually got the Queen of Hearts. It's her common version, but I love that foiled. That's a good foiled card. All right, last Lorcana pack. So we opened up 7 packs. We're going to go over the pull, and then we're going to jump into some painting because we're going to take a look at Lethal Shadow minis. But let's see what we get in our last hope. We're gonna check the cards, but I'm pretty sure we got at least 1, if not 2, $20 cards. So probably I'm in the halfway mark for money wise, because I did have to pay up for some of these packs. All right, let's check it out. We got Arthur. we got the other Basil. We got the basic Basil in another pack. Rapunzel, which I seem to love to get that card. They love to give me Dr. Faciliary. Fidget. Charge, which I think I got a few of those last time. Pacha. The Tiana is fierce, man. That's a lot of lore you can build. This is the other Cogsworth. We got the Epic Cogsworth. This is the normal Cogsworth, which you could shift up from. Oh, and then... Wait, did I not get 3 uncommons in that pack? I did. Alright, so we got another Epic, which is a pretty good Epic. Cheshire Cat. Again, not the enchanted rare version of him, which I would have loved. Cheshire Cat from the Shadows. Shift 5. So you could shift him up from another Cheshire Cat. Evasive. And it's banished, chosen, damaged character. So you can just tap him to banish other characters. Jeez, my God. I think that's pretty good. And we got another Epic. Beast Selfless Protector. What's up, Flowcat? Whenever one of your other characters would be dealt damage, put that many damage counters on this character instead. Okay, so he could suck up damage. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I wonder if that would be good in my bodyguard deck. I don't know if that would be good or not. No. Why would I want that in my bodyguard deck? I don't think I want that. I don't know if this is a good card or not. I'm not really... Well, it's an okay foil. I'm not too keen on that foil. So we did get one foiled rare. So let's just take a look at the pulls that we got out of these 7 packs. I was hoping to have had a few more packs by now, but my Shop Disney order didn't come in, so let's check out the Epic game here. So, oh my God. All right, so these are just the regular rares. That's legendary, regular, epic, epic. All right, so in... Oh, you're talking about the Mickey? Or when you say, or are you talking about the legendaries, the 2 legendary ones? Because this had me excited. I'm very excited for this one because... Oh, from the last pack. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, let's just take a look. I got to go to TCG. TCG. Hold on. So let me take a look for a minute. Because I'm pretty sure... I know Cogsworth is a hit. Yeah, Cogsworth, grandfather, oh, no, he went way down. See, this is what happens once this sets out for a little bit. So he's no longer worth anything. I will get to your comments in just a minute. Mickey Mouse, friendly face. Yeah, there's so many Mickey Mouses. Yeah, because he's not worth anything because he's in the promo set. Yeah, Tremaine's not... So those are worth like 10 together. She's not worth anything. I could tell you that. She's like $2 if you're lucky. He's worth absolutely nothing because he comes in the gift box. That's why. So that Mickey is garbage. So it sucks because we got the higher rarer cards, but we just didn't get the money hit cards. Like I said, Floodborn's a weird set because there's very few truly like money hitting cards, which is why I've really tried to not go too crazy and pay too much more. Yeah, everything in this set is worth like nothing. So this is a $2 card. Like all these epics are worth like so little money. It's insane. And this is not the beast that's worth anything either. It's the legendary beast in this set. Oh, whoops. That's worth something. And obviously, again, if you get an enchanted rare, you'll get the thing that's worth the big bucks. Yeah, see, I got the legendary beast the last time around. He's a $13 card. This beast is not worth anything. He's like dirt cheap. So now the things that I think we did hit on are going to be those two, because I think the Mufasa, because what I've noticed is that, yeah, even he's not worth anything. He's $650. Damn. All right, so I'm going to definitely start investing in singles. Because there's nothing worth anything in this set. Wow. Even she's not worth anything. Wow, even her enchanted rare isn't worth anything. Well, not when I say not worth anything, like these took a big hit. So I mean, obviously you guys can let me know in other ways, but that's crazy. I don't think any of these, I mean, maybe World's Greatest Criminal Mind might be worth something, but that's insane. Even her enchanted version is only $86. Like all the other enchanted rares are like 100, 150. Like even some of the enchanted rares are going below 100 for this set, which is insane to me. So does that mean like Lorcana is like puttering out with its like overprice? Or is it just that they actually like did what they said, Ravensburg, and they actually printed enough of these cards so they're not as hard to get? Because in my area at least, I have not been able to get Rise of the Floodborn cards. I've seen people have Chapter 1. I've seen people have the other Lorcana things, definitely the starter decks. But I have not seen many people have the actual booster packs. That's crazy. Is that a thing? Can anybody out there verify that? Like, is Lorcana's prices just like tanking? You know, all those collectors that went and spent all those hours of grabbing the cards to do like all their big flips. Is the world catching up to those folks? And we really can't sell all the cards for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I don't know. That's crazy, because I looked up all the values on TCG, and you can grab most of the cards for $5, $3, $6. Like you could grab most of this stuff for very little money, which is insane to me. I'm at wit's ends. I really am. All right, let's get this out of the way because I'll organize all this stuff to later. But like I'm just flawed. I'm actually pretty flawed by it. I mean, I'm still insane. I think those packs were insane because I pulled, what was it, 6 epics and 2 legendaries out of 7 packs. Like, that's a pretty good pull rate. Or maybe they made the pull rates so simple. I don't know. Yeah, biggest money cards from the new set. Let's take a look. That's insane, dude. I can buy Mad Madam Mim the Dragon for like $9. Like the biggest, they're saying the biggest cards from the set. Every card is like $16, $17. That's crazy. Yeah, the beast that's worth the money is Beast Tragic Hero. That's the one that you, but like even that is, that's the number one card is $30. Oh, then I think this might be the last time we do a live pack unboxing of Lorcana. I'll just do it for fun now because I don't think, I guess the hype is over. Wow, the hype for this game was that fast? That's insane. It's insane, bro. All right, well, let's jump into our next segment of stuff. Hopefully Flower Cat will stick around, but I hope he wasn't just here for the Lorcana. We can still talk Lorcana. I love the game. I love playing it. So, and I want to really like work up my decks, and I'm excited to integrate the Rise of the Floodborn cards into the decks. But it's just interesting how we're only the set came out December 1st. And we're already like way down in the resell. So I wonder if people aren't chasing it like the other sets were. Because I did hear that a lot when I was going to get those packs on launch day, that people, if they saw packs at a higher value, they just didn't want to do it. They didn't want to get them. They didn't want to go through the expense. And it makes sense because if the best thing you could pull out of it is $100, but you're paying like $15, $20 for a pack, why would you do that? It just doesn't make any sense. All right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take a look at a new not a new model company, but I actually have seen these guys on Etsy before, but so I'm going to show you guys Lethal Shadows Premium Minis. They have some amazing minis on their site, and the minis spanned all different types of genres. They have, of course, D&D stuff. They do have some sci-fi stuff. They do have other specialty things here and there that are great proxy or other minis that you might want to use to spice up your tabletop experience. We're going to be using them in our multiverse campaign. Excuse me. We're going to be using them in our multiverse campaign. I will be using some of them as Warhammer proxies in some of the campaign-based stuff that I want to do, which will also be part of the multiverse campaign, the Marvel Crisis Protocol multiverse campaign, where even the world of Warhammer is going to join the fun with our custom Space Orcs, or I should say custom Space Orc Marines, and our maybe, spoiler alert, Tomb King focused bad guys. I was able to meet them at Comic-Con. I feel so bad that I am doing a review of their stuff now, which is now almost a month and a half from when I met them. Oh, actually, really like over 2 months. I was sick around the time that I went to Comic-Con, so I didn't get the ability to really show their product. The reason you guys have not seen a video from us in a week is because I was sick this past week. I had the flu. You probably can still hear it. So I do apologize. We're going to be a little bit more crazy and aggressive. My hope is to also start to do some YouTube content as well. That's getting a little slower up that hill for that stuff, but we're going to be doing it. You're going to be seeing some more series based, so I'm going to be working on like more projects longer, so you kind of can see the progression of one thing. But I wanted to check them out. I love their models, and I was able to meet Patrick, who is the founder of the company. He was so super nice to me. Walked me through all their product and their range. He was super, super, super awesome. I thank him very much for his time. He let me talk to his whole staff. They have a painter there. They even have, so they not only do the minis, they do dice. They also do, I believe they do dice towers and terrain stuff, but they also do a whole brush system, which is pretty cool. And I actually might grab that at some point. I'd love to take a look at it, maybe review that as well. When I was at their booth, I bought a lot of stuff. I bought a Frost character, which I'll be painting her up as well. You'll see that. There was a couple of con exclusive characters that I will be painting up, but they are not going to be available on their website, so I didn't want to really like feature them in the main review video. But they did have some stuff that was specific to Comic-Con. They did give me a snazzy mystery gift, which was really awesome. So Patrick, thank you so much for that. I'm gonna, through the magic of television, see what we got in here. Ooh. So you guys can see it is some sort of, looks like some sort of like monk, samurai, something. Let's take a look. And you can see how detailed their prints are, which I was really happy with. Like, again, this is coming right off of there. It's nice and clean. It's one sculpt, one piece. Good quality resin, which I'm very happy with. You can see how nicely detailed it is. I don't know what this character is, but it looks like he's got a sword. He looks very much like an anime, like hero swordsman kind of character, which I probably would use him for that, so that's kind of cool. Jeez, you could even see, I don't know if you guys can see the detail because I don't have my like ultra like macro lens, but there's like nice detail on even the wrinkles of the face, the head. That was pretty cool. That's so awesome. And you can see the scale. So I will actually tell you what this is. So this one is the Spider Merchant, the model that I'm going to be painting tonight. But you can see for scale purposes just how big, like to a typical figure, the Spider Merchant is. But yeah, the Spider Merchant, this reminds me a lot of almost like a Labyrinth Hellboy kind of character. That's actually what I was thinking I was going to use this for, was Hellboy. But you could see the just crazy detail. There's all that stuff on his back. Shields, weapons, potions, lanterns. It looks like food. And of course, being a Spider Merchant, he looks very much like he's ready to make a deal. And you can see his like spider body underneath all of his like rubble. I also get like a labyrinthy vibe from this model, which is part of why I wanted it. I just thought it was going to be really cool to paint. Which is interesting because I'm not usually a big fan of spiders. So we'll see how this goes. I usually get creeped out by spider models. Specifically, the ones that usually creep me out is, funny enough, it's actually the GW ones. The newer Goblin spider models, if you play Age of Sigmar. are super, super duper creepy. Um, and they're really realistic. So it's like double whammy if you're like, oh my god. Again, guys, sorry for the monotoneness of my voice. It's just because I've like literally been sick for the last week. So, but for those that are watching, what are you working on? What is on your painting table? What is um, projects that you're finding interesting now? Is there models that have been announced that you're looking forward to, moving down the road? What are your thoughts? All right. So I'm gonna do Skeleton Horde just to like start playing with certain ideas for dressing because there's a lot of cloth here, and I feel like I want to do some cloth one color, and then I'm gonna do some muted colors for some of the other cloth. So it just looks like a variety of different textures that are wrapped around them. And I'm using the contrast paints. I love the contrast paints. I've become a huge fan of using them. Traditionally, I'll use them with like washes. That's my new favorite way to paint. I've really taken to that system. So obviously, Cortex White is what I primed it in. I was originally using some of the, there are two, there are two specific primers, which is which would be the Gray Seer and the Wraithbone. But I found after a while that I just did Cortex, and the Cortex did a really nice job. And then I could just push the color with washes, either darker or lighter, to what I wanted. So it kind of like let me tint it. And then what that also helped with was it made the contrast paints a little bit more vibrant in their color versus what the other ones did, which was shift the color down. There's so much really cool detail in here, so I'm looking forward to this. And part of why I'm kind of giving it maybe that like Skeleton Horde look and like a little bit more muted colors is I think it would be interesting to use this in other variety settings. So we'll kind of see how we want to do it. I'm just taking a minute to like look a little bit into the model. And I'm specifically trying to figure out what I'm looking at, because I talk about this a lot with different models that I work on, but you really do have to like look at what you're painting, because sometimes your brain will see kind of a shape, and like for instance you'll notice some of that fabric goes kind of in and out. There's a lot of like different wraps that it does, so I'm kind of trying to figure out just for myself, is there like a place where I can have an accent color, and should there be like a base color for certain parts? So I'm just kind of studying it for a minute. Alright, so there's... Okay, so it's really confusing that there are... Alright, so the scarf type... So this wraps around. Okay, so I think I'm right in the way that I'm perceiving how this goes. So this wraps down. Okay. So I think I want to do what I exactly am thinking of, which is we're gonna make a red accent, and then, all right, let me do the undertone pinning in the color that I want to do it, and then we'll kind of move on to the next thing. So I think I'm gonna do the Space Wolf Gray. Yeah, so if you guys can see it, what I basically want to do is the shirt that's being worn. So the shirt that's being worn, I want to do that in a like neutral color, in that neutral gray, and then I'm gonna make like he has a sash or a scarf. The sash and the scarf is gonna be that like more vibrant color, and this is gonna be the underpinnings. And then I'm gonna sort of figure out what I want to have his like body be. I almost want this. I think I'm gonna have this be orange, because I think that'd be interesting to have it be an orange color. And then I'm thinking we could do red for him, but I'm not sure yet. What do you guys think? What do you think of that idea? Do you guys have any alternate suggestions? And if you guys like what you see, obviously if you want to see... if you want to see more painting, consider following the channel, signing up for notifications. And then I was going to say, if you want to see more of where we're going to be using these minis, I'm putting together the campaign now. We're going to have a few players in it, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a bunch of custom roles, and if you are a fan of pretty much an insane amount of pop culture, I don't think this campaign will disappoint you, because we're going to be pulling things and folks from many, 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 many different areas of pop culture. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to do it. I've been looking forward to doing it for a while. It's been something I've been working on for a while, but part of it is that I was getting all the minis together. I was painting a lot of it. And then we've been talking about it on the channel for a while, because I had this idea back before the pandemic. Then the pandemic happened, and I didn't have a lot of my playing group, because we kind of went our separate ways in a sense, because everybody got different schedules, people got busy, and just the world got different on how we all played, you know. So I'm trying to remember who Flower Cat is. I remember Flower Cat from a while ago. Flower Cat's probably gonna be angry that I don't remember them. I just realized we might not be able to do the idea that I was thinking of, because the idea that I was thinking of, the part that I just realized is going to be really difficult is in the face department, because no, it won't be difficult. Because our spider merchant, it's kind of cool. And this part of why I liked the model, like I said, it reminded me a lot of like Hellboy. So if I have any big time Hellboy fans out there, you know, it reminds me of something that's like a fey creature kind of thing. But you see how already with like having the light gray and the orange, and then we have the blue there. I just love how, because it looks very vagabond. You know, again, you have to think of it, it's a merchant, so it's like a peasant spider person from wherever they hail from. And actually, the place that I wanted to use this spider merchant in, there's 2 campaigns that I want to use him in. So there is, of course, our multiverse one, but also I would like to do a Spelljammer D&D campaign. So I wanted to have him be in that world, because I thought to myself, like, that's a good place for a merchant like this to show up. Yeah, see, this is great, because then we have that nice orange color that really sets a nice contrast against the tan. Again, it looks like we layered fabrics, which is what I wanted that to look like. And then, like I said, the key is just going to be, what do we do for the skin? I'm actually leaning towards maybe we do a blue for the spider, which would be kind of interesting instead of red. What are you guys thinking about? What is there? What out there is exciting you about the new like Warhammer universe? I'm sorry we haven't covered as much of the newer Warhammer stuff. The reality is my local gaming shop just isn't getting the product. It's really super frustrating. I'm like very annoyed about it because, you know, I obviously want to support my local shop, but they're just not. The GW rep is not like telling them when new stuff is coming. So it could be really, really frustrating. So like, I want to do more GW stuff, but I just got to get my hands on it. That's the big problem. And I would gladly, of course, order it. Well, if I had to, I would order it from GW, but I like I just said, I would prefer to support my local gaming store. But push may come to shove, and I may have to start doing that. I don't want to do that, but I may have to. But the reality is, even if I wanted to start doing that, it really doesn't matter, because most of the time the GW website sells out of the new thing before I would even be able to order it. So So I don't know. I don't know if anybody out there is experiencing similar stuff, but I've not been very fond of the way that they've handled things, and I get it. With the world the way that it is, and with everything costing more and being more, I think it's just causing shipping and everything else to take longer. But in the meantime, what it's doing for me as a consumer is it's making me have to look elsewhere for different things, which you know, bottom line hurts the local retailers that I want to try to support. Yeah, this is good. This model's awesome. There's so much detail. And what I also wanted to say um, about Lethal Shadow minis is that I just love how their minis are like really nicely weighted. I know that's a weird thing that like I don't think a lot of people talk about, but I like how weighted they are. So, and this was all one sculpted piece. So the other thing I like about their stuff is that I believe, don't quote me, but I don't think many of their models need to be assembled. It's going to be a solid mold piece. And I really like that because then you just get a really cool sculpt. I don't always like that with companies because I get, obviously if the company makes a lot of stagnant poses or just like poses you don't like, that's the downside to this because you can't really customize it as much. But I will say, after cruising their website and seeing their stuff in person, every one of their figures is just like well dynamically either posed or just sculpted well. So it's like really a refreshing. I'd love to hear in the comments what you guys think. If you think that the detail on this is really awesome and you love it, or if not, what would you change about it? And again, guys, I do apologize that we were a week in the hole and that we did not post a video. I just was super sick, and I was like, I wasn't even able to really get out of bed. If you can imagine this, like legitimately, this is the best I've sound and felt in a week. So it's funny. I wonder if I've lost my audience because I'm not doing Lorcana stuff. I mean, I'll do more Lorcana. It's just that I'm super surprised with how like low all those values were. That was a surprise when you go to TCG Player and like you can get pretty much any rare for like $16. I was I'm gonna start off with the Glacier Blue, but I may change. I think I'm gonna make those purple, just so they have like distinction. I didn't have anything in mind when I went into this model, so that may be a good thing, a bad thing. It may be a solid idea. It may be a mistake. I don't know. Like I said, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you like this idea? There's just so much detail on him. So I'm just trying to like think through like what I'm painting. I don't know, the idea of like him being an ice spider, I don't know if that just like seems cool to me. And especially if he's gonna be like a space spider. Again, I'm trying to really channel that Spelljammer. The nice thing about using the Glacier Blue is also that it's a very light color, so if for some reason I say to myself, I really don't like this, it's very easy to cover it up with another color. Oh, let's see who we got. We've been on for an hour already. Yeah, see, I think that that's actually metal. So like I said, it's not bad that I painted it this way. That's what's like tricky with him, is that like I want to know, it's hard to know what is organics and what is not. I also feel like there's a piece missing off of him, but and yeah, please let me know in the comments, guys, if you want to still see me do more Lorcana stuff. Like I said, I'm a little just shocked of how like little those values were. So that's why like my brain is like, maybe we shouldn't do like channel Lorcana stuff. Like, I'll still buy it and I'm still gonna play the game, but and I was gonna say, for all those folks out there that are like super duper pulling, you know, like enchanted rares like they're water. I haven't had that luck. I have not opened enough Lorcana packs to confirm either if the idea, because I've heard or seen, people in various places posting that, like, it's easier to pull those rarer cards. Like, they made the pull rate simpler or better. Which, by the way, I'm in favor of stuff like that, because that's going to make people not overcharge for the cards. So, like, I'm curious if that's going to make people just not stock up and try to just going over this with another coat. So what I'm noticing is that there's like other stuff dressing the legs, so I'm going to get to that stuff. The next thing on my list is I want to see what the hand situation is like. He's got some pretty aggressive nails, so we'll do those differently, but I know sometimes people get bored watching me just do one color at a time, but I do this on purpose because it helps my process. Because if you paint one color at a time like I'm doing, then by the time you go to paint your other color, the colors you've already painted should be dry. And then it lets me move around the model better. Because as we started this project, because this is a model that's not, like an official Warhammer model, or it's, which I want to say this with giving a huge compliment to Lethal Shadow. But Lethal Shadow, their quality is really good on their models and on their prints. So what I usually say is that when you're painting a model that's not like a GW model or a more prevalent gaming company, sometimes there could be a little bit of like mold issues where it's kind of like the quality is like kind of there, but there's like definitely some cutting of corners or things look different than they're supposed to. So I take my time with these types of models sometimes, and I want to do it this way because it can be hard to know what you're painting, so I have to sort of change strategy sometimes. But what I can say with certainty with this is that this is just spot on. It's really done well, and I'm really, really impressed. With the model and how it was done. So I don't think this is going to look good, so I might have just made a mistake, and I may have to cover this up with some white paint. There wasn't really any texture on the mandibles. I thought there might be. So I don't know if I'm going to like this better than I'm going to like the blue, but we're going to see. I do like that a little bit better, though. I think I know what I have to do. Okay, so we're going to get all this nicely detailed. So what I'm going to have to do, and I may have to let it dry first, is I'm going to have to paint this whole thing blue, and then I'm going to come in and do all the eyes red. But I do like this idea of the purple mandibles. I think it does work really well. Yeah, we got to get those eyes painted, because once you get the eyes painted and you really have like a nice focal point on the face, the whole thing will start to come to life. Right now it's held back because it just needs that base coat. And what's great is because we're going to do the eyes in red anyway. Even if I put a lot of the blue, we'll still be able to get that red in there. Because it's so light. Sorry guys for the coughing. I'm gonna have to work with this face. So this is like a good example of what I was trying to bring up before, which is like great detail, and I definitely can see a lot of detail in there. But you know, you have to really like look at it, because the molding's not going to be the same as when you're doing like a GW model, because sometimes they'll just have in their model, in the way that they've designed their models, they will um, in the way that they've designed their models, they'll just make it like a little bit harder to see. And it's not their fault. It's just that whatever they used to print it with, it didn't print it maybe at the highest definition, or it didn't make it as good of a pass. But you'll see. It's going to look awesome when we're done. I was going to say, for everybody out there, I know I was talking about how obviously wasn't feeling well the last couple of days. What ended up happening to me was I actually tested positive for the flu. I was going to ask everybody out there, when they are flu bound, or all of us, I'm sure, have dealt with our fair share of sickness as of late. What's their go-to? What do you guys what's your go-to thing to do? Is it like many? Is it watching TV? Is it are some of you lucky enough to be able to paint? I know for myself, I had such a pounding headache the whole time that it was pretty hard for me to think about painting, because it was just like so unbearable in my head. But Mini Ruckus, having fun with contrast? I am having fun. How are you, Mini Ruckus? I'm having a lot of fun. I'm just giving this. So this is. I'm actually doing not only a painting project, but we're doing a little review of. So this is actually from Lethal Shadows. Good. Was contrasting some Poxwalkers. Always fun. Yes, Poxwalkers are always fun. So this is actually it's not a GW model, but it is going to be, I'm going to be using it for GW stuff. But yeah, this is from Lethal Shadow Minis. Oh, nice. We talked a little bit about their brushes. So I was able to check them out at Comic-Con in New York this year. And Patrick, the founder over there, he actually gave me a free gift, which was so cool. So nice of him. This like Monk Warrior, which I'll get him painted up at some point. But I bought a ton of stuff. I also bought a Frost Warrior girl. I bought a couple of the different minis. You know what? I didn't buy the brushes. I wanted to. That's the next thing on my list. I do want to buy their brushes. But they were so. Patrick was so nice to let me talk to their painter. So they have a painter on staff. And he was so nice to let me talk to him, and I got to get a full tour. And he, showed me the brush system. I really, really enjoyed it. I got to hold it. So it is on my docket. To be quite honest, I spent way too much money on. I spent way too much money on a lot of minis. They made me the first ever black one with my name on it. Their whole crew seems wonderful. I was blown away. Yeah, they're awesome people. So waiting to make the brush, but with sable hair instead of synthetic. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I was really, really happy with it. So but yeah, so I picked up a couple of their models. There was a lot of models I picked up also that were con exclusive. Some of which I can show, some of which I can't. But I was super impressed with what they did. So, but yeah, that because I spent all that money, and I feel like all my stories just are always about me being sick. But this has been like a really tough winter year for me. But part of the reason I did not get to grab more from them is because I was very sick when I went there. I was super, super, super sick, and so I didn't get to go back over there to grab the brushes and stuff. Because that first day I spent so much on a few different things I needed. Because I was trying to grab stuff that I wanted to review and I wanted to like start partnerships with. So it just really didn't work out. So what I'm gonna be doing, I hope, is once I do a little bit with some of their models and we kind of have a little bit of our series running, I'm gonna contact Patrick and see if I can get into the brush stuff. That's gonna be the next thing, I think. So I'm using some snake bite to do some of the like burlap details. Again, the idea for this is I want him to look. I mean, he's supposed to be like a merchant. So I want him to look like a merchant vagabond spider. We're gonna go with a frost spider as the spider idea. And as I said before, I want to use him. I will be using him probably for an AOS narrative campaign. So that's going to be part of the GW tie that we're going to have for him. But I'm also looking to use him in our custom Marvel Crisis Protocol campaign. And then I also want to use him in a Spelljammer campaign, which I think he would fit very well. Being, just going through space, selling his wares, Oh yeah, this is an awesome model. You can grab this on their website. And like I said, one of the things I really enjoy about this model is just how I like how they're solid cast pieces, so they just have a really nice weight to them. hopefully you guys are digging the paint job so far. I hope. As I say, don't be shy. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, when I saw this model, like, I could think of a lot of different usage for it, and I was like, start getting a little darker in there. This is what I love about contrast, is like, you could just be, it's terrible, I hate it. Alright, let's just get all of that goodness in there. So we start getting the gap closed. Oh, I know my painting skills good. I love that though. Good on you, Mini Ruckus. As I said, Mini Ruckus, sir, I'm assuming you already follow the channel. And I apologize if I'm not remembering folks that have been with us for a while, because I do apologize that we had a month break where I was like not doing videos, because I had a lot of crazy. I think you did. I was just about to say, I believe you did raid in one other time, but I was gonna say I had oh, nice. So we're going to do some Balthazar Gold. Oh, nice. Oh, no. Gotta shake this more. Come on. So we're going to do... We'll do his bands with the Balthazar. I always like using Balthazar Gold, because what's nice about Balthazar Gold is that it's an old, it gives that old, like, rusty gold versus like a shiny gold, which I like. I might do something different for the armor pieces, but for his like main bands, I kind of like the idea of them being a little bit more old. Oh man, you need to get Necro Gold from scale 75. Yeah, I will start to... I'm going to start to branch out into other paints as well. As we start to do, because what I'm going to start for the channel, what you guys are going to start to see, like I said, is more of a series. So we're gonna start to do, you're gonna see more. Wait. Oh, the Necro Gold? Are you talking about the... Wait, hold on. Where are you? Why can't I find stuff anymore? You're not talking about the Ruin Lord Gold. Nah, because it's a non... You're talking about a non-G... Citadel paint. Correct. I think you are. I know what you're talking about. It's the... Yeah, he's talking about a non... It's a different paint company. I could be wrong, though. But I think we're talking about a different paint company. Yeah, non-GW called B equal necro gold from scale. Yeah, scale 75. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I do washes on top of the golds, but yeah, I hear where you're coming from. Because I want it to look very ancient. Because again, the idea behind this guy is that, like, so in all the incarnations of him, or all the places I want to use him, I want him to be like an ancient merchant creature. So he's not going to be. So I just want I do want the gold to have like a regal to it a little bit, but also like I want it to be like aged. But I hear you. Yeah, but we're gonna start branching out into some other paints because, I mean, I think I do a really good job with the contrast, and I get some really amazing results. And I obviously mix that with traditional GW paints as well. But I do want to start exploring getting more colors in my palette and just playing with mixing, other paints. Because like I said, we're going to start working on a little bit more of a series, specifically for this custom campaign, which Mini Ruckus, if you're really interested and intrigued, definitely make sure you're all staying tuned, because once I get the rule set all done, I pretty much have basically figured out the first little bit of what we're gonna do in the missions. But now I just gotta get a few more of the custom minis painted up and figured out some last minute teams. And just weave all the stories together. So it's gonna be madness. It's gonna be so much fun. I cannot wait. So you guys will see, you'll see us work on a couple of different projects sequentially. And if you miss anything, we're gonna start putting VODs on the YouTube channel, so make sure that you check out our YouTube channel as well. And then there's going to be starting to be some more original content on there as well. So I'm going to start pumping out some stuff. Now that I got my new workspace all settled, I'm going to have a slightly different approach for everything, and just figure it all out. So we might be a little less on the week, but we're going to try to up the quality of what we do. Which I already thought the quality was pretty good, but now I want to focus a little bit more. There's so much detail on this guy. I love this model, though. I love that it's just embedded with detail. Let me actually make this nice, because I did something I should have probably did with the wash, but I did it so quickly that now this doesn't look the way that I want it to. So now I'm just trying to get that darker tone just by going back over it with the going back over it with the skeleton horde. So now you guys should start to see what looks like a little bit more of an effort to get it look a little bit more like the wrinkles are coming up. This is my favorite. I love doing fabric. Fabric is always like a fun thing because you can get so much out. You can get so much out of that fabric just by really taking your time and getting some really cool dark tones, work your highlights, really get some nice contrast in there so that you're seeing. But this is where it also gets a little tricky because, as I was saying before, when you're working with a model that is not as it's not done by a company that's a little bit more refined. This is where you can have like different textures, and then also the other thing is because I am using Citadel paints, GW paints, and I'm painting a model that's not made by them, you may see it kind of work differently than it's supposed to. So part of the whole magic of contrast paints is that they sit in the recesses and they create natural contrast just by the way that they dry on the model. So when you get a model that's not made by GW, sometimes the grooves and everything else are like done differently. So you may see a little bit of variation. I mean, so far I'm happy with this. This is looking great. We're going to have to do the same thing. I'm going to have to come in with some washes to get some of this other fabric to work. But you can see how naturally just it pools and it looks so lovely. And, again, what I love about using the contrast paints is you're only doing a few passes and you're getting already some great results. So, especially for people starting out painting, not going to say that it's magic paint that's going to make everything work out the minute you put it on it, because it doesn't. You still have to know technique of how to use it, but it definitely is a little bit more on the forgiving side if you just decide, hey, I'm going to give it a shot, and you like kind of slap it on there, The thing I always tell, now I'm using some Gilliman just to do a little bit, and then I'm going to move to a different color for some of the other fabric. But what I say to everybody is when you're doing your first paint, if you're new to painting, you're new to hobby painting, I always say the same thing, which is go for an infantry unit. Like just go for a basic unit. Paint a squad of basic guys. What's going to happen there is it'll teach you. You'll get used to painting. Like you'll have your moments and you'll kind of explore. But then what'll happen is you won't do it on a model that's like a character or like more of a centerpiece. So then you could be like, okay, I learned a ton by painting, these 5 or 10 guys. Like poxwalkers. That's a good example. And then you go, and then you're like, okay, now that I learned all that, now I'll go in and like do my more, start to work on a more advanced model, like my hero or my general or. And so I always tell people that, like, don't be afraid to. Don't be afraid to have fun. So, same thing here. We have all these ropes that tie everything together. But just because I made that color, now most people might think, well, now he's got to make that color, but no, I don't. I can make all of this different colors because we we'll just say that the rope is bearing a seam, and you don't see the stitch seams for it. But why? The reason that I did do this up here was because I liked the idea of layering the browns, because now you have this nice progression of orange, brown, and then like a tan. So we're having this like nice dichotomy of colors, but because I'm going to make him blue and I'm going to work this blue a little bit more, I want to have some color coming up here as well. So I'm going to start making some of the bad colors some other colors that I have. So funny that you were painting poxwalkers, but I'm going to do some plague bearer flesh, which would be very good for poxwalkers. To throw a little green on one of those, one of the fabric-y parts. So, because I don't know, when I think of a merchant, like, he's got his wares in different bags and sections, right? Oh, no worries. I'm just talking. That's what I do. I'm a big Nurgle player, so I'm all on the Nurgle side of things. It's funny. I always do this. Lately I've like, not that I've changed how I painted, because I haven't, but I feel like I'm like using a lot more paints in every model now. I felt like I was not controlling, but I was like kind of keeping my my color palette to a little bit more restrictive. But lately I feel like with some of these I've been going a little bit more maybe we'll do orange on that side. I don't think I'm going to do purple on that side. Let's get orange. I have a plan and a thought, but it's hard because I'm not 100%. I'm still a little under the weather, so it's like, so for me, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to tell everybody out there, the flu is no joke, man. No. I'm like trying to. just got over hat. Well, I'm not even over it. I still have. I'm still fighting it a little bit. It's still. You can hear it because I'm still have cold symptoms and everything else. But man, was that not fun. To have the flu. I'm like trying to see where and what I need to put here. Again, I just want to have like little. Yeah, let's do green. I'll do the green wrapping around because the green actually looks really good. And then that also brings orange to the other side of the model because I like to have those models do, and I have so many more things coming. So you guys are in for a treat. There's so much custom stuff, and even for this Spelljammer stuff, I have a bunch of Hero Forge models coming that I did up. So they're not only characters that we're going to paint as a series, but they're also going to start becoming assets we're going to build. Because on my Patreon, we're gonna let loose all this stuff. But I like this, so you can already see the concept, right? Which is like multi-bagged colors. So, and then I do think I'm gonna make this purple inside of here. So it just looks like he's got stacks of bags and stuff, and there's so much. I mean, that's why this Lethal Shadows is just, they're so awesome because there's so much detail they crammed into this that it's like unreal. Like, it's just, their models are so damn good, and I was like, this, you guys are crazy. Like, and again, for the cost, they're so affordable. They're like so cheap. They're so affordable. And I think that that's like the lesson to all of this is like, and I say this a lot, but it's like, this is why like GW, like I respect them. I think that what you pay for, there is definitely like research and testing, and there's definitely time and quality put into their product. But it's getting to the point now where like a lot of these companies who are smaller, independent, I just think are really blowing away the value to what you get statement, Now, I have no clue what I'm going to do for the bottom of him. But probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to block it out in the glacier. And then I'm going to come in with a darker blue because there's armor plating on that. Or there's like armor pieces for his exoskeleton. So I'm going to probably do that in like a darker blue. But we're going to definitely keep pushing forward. Probably going to go for another like 20 minutes. And then we may call it quits. I mean, I actually was on for over 2 hours, which is pretty crazy. I didn't think I was going to make it that long tonight. Yeah, I want to push this glacier blue a little bit more. Typically, you would have put, I should have, and I always do this, what I should have done was I should have put the glacier blue on like a gray. I should have did the like apothecary gray first, and then put it on there. But I find that if you do it this way, where you kind of just layer it and keep building it, you can kind of push it how chilly you want it to look. And then, like I was saying before, what I'm gonna do is I'll go in with a darker blue, and then I can start building those like little shadows. So again, the thing I love about the contrast paints is you start light, go to dark. So you just kind of like build it. Again, similar technique to when you paint anything, but and as I said before, what I also love about this glacier blue is that it's so light that it's even good to block out stuff, and then you can just paint on top of it. So I can just put other colors on top of it. But at least now I have a little bit more of a guidance of some of the texture and some of what is there, and then I can kind of come in and do what I want to do. So what do you guys think so far? Oh man. Like I said, there's going to be so like this a model like this, it's so complex with detail that it's definitely going to be one of those models that's going to take me a minute to get done, which I think is kind of funny. But I like super love already just the character that it has. Excuse me. Now I'm trying. Oh, okay. So I got to go under that harness. Like I said, there's so much cram detail in here, and even in like the little nooks and crannies, there's like so much going on. So what I just noticed, nah, it's not as clean cut as that. So there's a lot of like straps and stuff under there, so I'm gonna have to paint all of that. There are scrolls. There's so much. Oh, there's a wooden box in there. I didn't even see that. Alright, so the wooden box is going to be Snakebite. Yeah, this is easily a model that I would just... I'm going to have to sit and really like examine and check out. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Sorry, I keep bouncing it around a lot. But the secret to what I'm doing now, that I say it when I paint, I say it when I draw too. You just have to really like turn and get good at pivoting. Because the angle you put stuff at and the angle that you do it at is going to help you to control your paint. It's going to help you to control your brush. I wish I had the setup to do spray paint. Or airbrushing, but I just don't have the setup in my home to do that. So I do everything with a hand brush. Some may criticize me for that, but again, it all depends on how you use your tools. Granted, it does take me longer, right? But like anything else, if you really do learn how to do this way, then you'll get faster at it, you know? Part of why I'm not as you guys will start to see me get faster again, but the reason my speed is not as fast as it used to be is because I had that pause. I was doing a lot faster when I was doing it more times a week, but alas, there was some like important stuff going on in my life that I couldn't. I had to, you know, address. Now I have somewhat addressed it, still addressing it, but now I have a whole new setup. I changed how I'm doing things. So, you know, the good news is we're back and we're going to keep giving you guys good content. And like I said, hopefully we'll do even more content. So that is the goal. That is the dream, is to give you guys more content. I start doing details. I always do this. But we're painting up the Spider Merchant. I'm featuring Lethal Shadows models tonight. We're going to be using them in Games Workshop related projects and other custom projects. But I wanted to show off their models. I love the detail of these models. They're great. They have a ton of models on their site. Great for proxying for D&D. Great for GW. I was able to meet the president of the company at Comic-Con, the founder. Great guy, super nice. They're all really cool. They even have their own paintbrushes and other materials and supplies. But yeah, the Spider Merchant's pretty cool. Planning on using him in our custom Marvel Crisis Protocol campaign, which is a multiversal battle, which will involve Games Workshop related things. So before anybody says he's talking about something that's not Games Workshop related, well, it will have elements of Games Workshop in it. It's actually going to be our custom Space Marines, specifically Orc Marines. So they're going to be in there. And you might have seen some videos. If you jump over to our YouTube channel, you can check out the videos of us creating those. So I did a bunch of kit bashing and created literally Orc Space Marines that basically they stole a bunch of Space Marine tech and are now traveling through the galaxy, you know, being orcs. And of course they spray painted it and did all kinds of things to it because it's their stuff now. So but yeah, we paint a lot. I paint a lot of different stuff, but we're going to be doing a lot of series on a lot of cool things. And there's going to be a lot of custom models in that. And we, of course, do AOS stuff, 40K stuff, all kinds of stuff. So check it out. If you're not a subscriber, if you're not following us, please do and sign up for notifications. And check us out on our social media, please. And we are back to our road and goal to be affiliated. If you can imagine, we are not yet. That's all my fault because I get the ball rolling and then we take a huge break, which doesn't help for you folks that want consistent content. But I do 100% have had that happen because I have had a couple of things pop up. And I do apologize if it's hard to understand me or if you feel like I'm really nasally or congested. I just am coming off the flu, so I do apologize. Get some scrolls here. I'm just trying to start painting some of these details because he's got a lot of stuff on him. I'm going for an ice spider merchant, so he's kind of like a frost spider, which part of why I'm doing that is he's going to be a spacey spider. Because not only do I want to use him in Warhammer related stuff, but I want to use him potentially in D&D Spelljammer. So he's going to be a merchant in space. That's that is an arachnid. And of course, if you are intrigued to know more, obviously check out Lethal Shadows minis. You can see more of the minis that they have to offer. And let them know that Modern Geek gaming channel is where you heard about them. It's always awesome when they hear that folks that they gave some swag to, because they actually gave me a free figure, which is going to be, we'll paint him up as well, this like Lonely Monk Knight, I think is what it's called. I think when I was going on their website and looking at stuff, I remember a figure like that. Do some lead belcher because I want to make this a metal element on here. I know it's probably not. I'm sure it was supposed to really be a basket. It's like a wicker basket, but I want to have a metal element just so it has like a different texture and feel to it. Has anybody got any questions? I'd love to hear what you guys are working on. That's always a good time. Especially if you're new to the channel and you've never been here before. Don't be shy. It also goes without saying that you can check out my website. I'm a commission painter as well, so that's another way if you want to support the channel further as well. I also appreciate anyone who is just chilling, hanging out, and maybe listening while painting. That's also very cool. Let me swing this way. Sorry if I'm obscuring what I'm doing a little bit. Trying not to, but it's a little on the tougher side. Okay, so we got lead belcher on that. Oh, those are kind of like, all right, interesting. So I guess these also are going to be lead belcher. Okay, there's a little bit of, so like for the most part, the model is pretty immaculate. I think there was a little bit of a, oh no, it's all there. Okay. For a minute I was like, I think there's a detail missing, but there isn't. It's just, it's they sort of like bent them in a different way on the bottom, but that's okay. So as you can see, I'm also trying to do like different color bags. So it's like there's sacks of different colors, so it looks, very fantasy vagabond kind of look. And then I figured the ice part would be the twist that's like a little bit on this. You can consider it more like spacey, alien-y kind of. I watched the second Doctor Who special, so I think I'm going to blame that for why I'm going into that other thing. Oh, I should mention, the Doctor may make an appearance in our multiversal battle as well. Because I definitely did. I do have some of the. I did paint up some Doctor-related things. I actually have to build a TARDIS. It's another part of that campaign. I'm debating what materials I will build that out of. When I do figure that out, that'll be more than likely on a Wednesday. So typically on a Wednesday, we're doing something a little bit different this Wednesday, but typically Wednesdays are going to be like I'm going to try to do custom projects on Wednesdays, but now we're just doing straight painting. But I'm going to try to focus. If I do painting, I like to do like independent minis. So, but we have a lot of different companies that I'm grabbing stuff from. I actually grabbed a bunch of Etsy stuff for some of the custom elements of this campaign. So for the next couple of Wednesdays, we have plenty of stuff. So quiet. I know I talk a lot, but that's why you come, right? You come for the chatter and the help. And by the way, if you guys have questions, or even you have a project you're working on, which by the way, if the project is not Warhammer related, that's okay. We can still talk about it, connect about it. I love helping people. I love helping people that are working on stuff. So if you have painting questions, comments, if you're trying to get into the hobby and just trying to see what everything's about, please don't hesitate to throw up something in the chat, say hi. Even if you're a pro, say hi anyway. I'm very excited as we move into both the end of this year and next year and the beginning of the new year, because there's so many different projects that like I really want to do. And there's so many like different projects I backed and have like stuff coming that I'm excited about. So one that comes to mind is even if you're a fan of mini wargaming, I backed the Ravage Star second campaign that they did. So I'm gonna get the two, one of the, what's my brain? Come on, one of the two army core boxes. So that I can both paint the minis and that's going to be another game that I'm hoping with my buddies we can get into, and maybe start to do a little bit of like battle reports, or like, you know, other gaming content with. Yeah, if you don't know anything about it, check it out. They actually have like some really amazing minis. Again, it's another really great product for obviously they have their own rule set and they're creating their own game, but they have a lot of great models that I think will work well as proxies for Warhammer as well. Because let's face it, like, as much as all of us out there, I'm sure, um, love Games Workshop and love, um, obviously the games and the models they make. I'm a huge fan, and I don't know if you guys are as well, but I like to customize my armies. I like to do, sometimes use a different model. Um, use a different model for like different things that I'm working on. Um, so sorry, I keep spinning it around, guys. What I'm doing now is I started this idea of having like layered um, fabrics, so it looks like there are different sacks with different things in them. And I'm just trying to like look at what I did and sort of see what makes sense. Um, so I think I need the Gilliman, because I just realized I have to connect something in a different way. Oops, sorry. It's almost 2 o'clock. Okay. So, for me, at least. All right. Let's take a look. Yeah, so I think... Yeah, because that's going to look good with... So I'm going to do Gilliman on this as well. Because we're going to have the shield. We're going to have the... I'm going to do... There's a lot of other detailed items there. So there'll be a lot of other colors. And I'll make some of those things kind of drive some of the color. And this will be just a nice base. Because we have so much detailed items in there. So, and I usually like to do this a lot where I layer a lot of the contrast browns. So the Gilliman, the Skeleton Horde, and the Snakebite. I like to layer them so like your eye will travel a little bit more. Because like I said, we're going to have so many of these little details that are going to be colorful that I think this neutral color will be nice against all of it. Because you can already see, like, that makes the shield pop. Now that we have a neutral color there, the blue is going to pop more because we have that once we do the ropes and the other stuff. Alright, so now that I did Gilliman under here... So all I'm doing now is I'm just coming in with the Gilliman again. This is the really cool thing about contrast, is that you can see how it naturally pools, but you can come back in and just bring that darker color back in, so you can start to create more tone. I'm not going to start doing that just yet, but I mean, already you can start to see an amazingly cool, cool bits of detail um, that I definitely want to play with and keep moving. Um, like I even noticed, I didn't notice it before, but there's like, you know, we have obviously like bottles up there. So I'm going to use some of the colors to make them a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to use the Plague Bearer green to make it look like the older, you know, make it look like it's aged, a little bit of aged glass. And then I'll do the same with the other bottles, so they'll look like old time bottles. And I'll figure out what I'm going to do the base of that, and I have to do the cork a different color as well. And I think I'm going to do this as red. So I'm going to use Blood Angel red for the other bottle. I'm going to make them all have different things in them. But again, this is what I mean. Like they just did. Like I'm mesmerized by how much detail they just put in these models. Like there's so much rich, good detail. No, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh no, no. All right, that's okay. We're gonna cover that up. Oh yeah, the amount of detail in here is just insane. It really, really is. Like I just I'm so blown away. They're such an amazingly cool company. I can't wait to order a couple of more things from them. Just because I know how much I already like am enjoying it. I'm just throwing a couple of colors off the table because there's just a lot going on. Yep, and I'm just going to do a little bit of blue so we get like a blue bottle. Again, in my thought process, it's like if you're that's what I thought was going to happen. Problem with the Glacier is that it's very, very light. Alright, so we got a green, red, and a blue potion. That actually is a reference to something. If anyone out there knows what that's reference to, that'd be actually kind of funny. It's actually an easy reference. If you know the reference, I would be proud of you. All right. On that note, Jesus, I have been going on for a while. Oh geez, that's not what I wanted to do at all. So on that note, guys, I do think I'm going to cut it for tonight. Again, if you are not following the channel, please do so. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more of what we're painting and see us complete this amazing spider merchant, then you want to come on back with us when we're live. I'm going to be not only painting this, but like I said, many other models. We did open up some Lorcana packs earlier. I don't know if you guys want me to do that again. I didn't realize that the Lorcana stuff, it doesn't seem to be driving a large value, and I don't know if that means people are not interested in it anymore. But I know all the videos I've done, any pack opening, I thought it was a cool way to start the video. People have watched and found it interesting. But I know we want to get to some solid painting. So now that I'm back off the horse and I'm feeling a little bit better, we should be jumping right back in and getting into some cool stuff. Hopefully you guys like where we got to on this model tonight. Again, I want to thank Lethal Shadow Miniatures for hooking us up and giving us the free swag at Comic-Con of one of their other models, and allowing me to review and take a look at least a few of their models, which we're going to look at more, because I super love them. Again, just as a reminder, they have dice, they have paintbrushes, so they have a paintbrush system, which I'm looking to probably grab that next time around, because I want to review that if I can. And then also they just have an array of models, whether it's fantasy, they have other genres, and just some really cool stuff. Works great for D&D or Warhammer's proxies, both AOS and maybe even a 40k throw in there. But check them out. Again, want to thank Patrick, the founder over there. He was so gracious and so nice. Let me talk to the whole staff. And I cannot wait to check out more of his stuff and order more of his stuff. So quality is super awesome. So check him out. Again, I'm going to throw this up there too. Lethal Shadows. You guys can check it out. But yeah, it's lethalshadows.com. Check them on out. I'm sure many people know them. If you've gone on Etsy or other places, you've definitely seen them. Again, this is the Spider Merchant that's on their website. Very inexpensive, but I mean, this thing is robust. It's heavy. I had it on the pedestal the whole time, but it's a solid piece. And this was one whole piece. It was not assembled. It was one whole piece. So they did have other models. Some of the models I got were specific to Comic-Con, like you could only get them there. It was like a one-time only run of models. Of those, I cannot show them on camera, but they do exclusive stuff like that. So as I said, please let us know what you think, and hopefully we'll be back on tomorrow. If not, definitely during the weekend. All right, take care, everybody, and we'll see you guys at the next video. And don't forget to check out the About section where all social media links are. If you're not already checking us out on YouTube, please do. And we'll see you guys very, very soon.